Namaste. Hi, this is one of my series called Deleted Ancestral History. But before I get into that, I will let you know I've been MIA because I've been trying to recover from asthma attacks. And I don't know if I told you all the last time when I spoke that my asthma attacks are triggered by CSID. And so sometimes I can have those every single day, or I can have it maybe 2 times a day, maybe more. It depends on what I come in contact with. This could be from medicines, unknown medications that I have not taken before, but some of my doctors prescribe to, I don't know, something that maybe I had eaten and I didn't know the composition of what it was, or I don't know, different things. So I've been very weak and my lungs have been hurting from the asthma attacks. And I'm just now getting stronger, and my lungs are getting better, but uh, they become inflamed, and you know, uh, they become inflamed and they swell. So that tires me out a lot. And I can't do much about it except for take pain medicine and do my breathing treatment. I have a home machine that when that happens, I have to do the breathing treatments maybe from anywhere to 1 to 3 times a day, maybe more. But as I said, I'm getting a little bit better. But also, too, my daughter have been sick, uh, and she's feeling better, but not 100%, and that worries me because um, with me, I know my Im- immune system is compromised from the sarcoidosis. And I also, now that I've been put back on the uh, medication that helps my sarcoidosis to stay in remission and not become active. So that lowers my immunity more, as my specialists have told me. So whenever I go out, I always wear my mask, even to the doctor's office. But with her, you know how children are. They think they know more than the parents. So she hadn't been wearing her mask. I believe that she came in contact with something, but she said she took the COVID test and it said it was negative, but I think she should take it again because, as one of the staff said in the doctor's office, that uh, it could be negative at one time, and then you take it again, it could be positive. So, and then there's much more stuff out there that we don't understand about the COVID. It might not have been the COVID itself, but little germs or whatever from the COVID. Okay. So we are both getting better and we are taking care of each other as we always do. uh, yin, yang. She's yin, I'm yang. And when we come together, we come explosive. And we can do amazing things together that we may not be able to accomplish alone. So uh, we are getting much, much better and feeling much, much better. I have a PCP appointment next month, so I have to remember, I'll write notes down as I always do, to let her know that uh, my asthma becomes triggered from the CSID, and I also have to let my pulmonary doctor know this also too. I wasn't aware of this, so that's information. So right now we get on to the series. Oh, also too, we celebrated uh, Valentine's Day together, as we always do. We exchange gifts and we either eat out or have it delivered. And my daughter had not told me that she was going to have anything delivered. She surprised me. So it was amazing. We talked, we spent time together, but we always do that. But it was amazing and I enjoyed it. And Valentine's Day are not just for lovers, it's for if you love anybody, family members, grandpa or grandma, sisters, brothers, all the stuff, children's parents. So that's how we enjoyed our Valentine's Day. So let me get on with it. As I always do, inspiration for my tribe, for women and men. All right. So let's see here. Where are we? Let's see here. All right. Hmm. Okay. Above and beyond the daily grind, careful planning puts you ahead in the long run. Hurry and scurry puts you further behind. Okay, in other words, being impatient, rushing to do things instead of uh, speaking to your spirit, which is God, and He will direct you, and He has. Okay, and this is from Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5. Okay, because you're a citizen of the 21st century. Yeah, you're probably busy, very busy. But here's a question. Are you able to squeeze time into your hectic schedule for the things that matter most? Hmm? Things like family, friends, rest, oh yeah, exercise, and worship. Okay, hopefully so. I do. Uh, but if you're having trouble putting first things first, if you find yourself putting them all all together, it's time to reshuffle. Yes, your priorities. Okay, you live in a noisy. Oh yes, very very noisy. You live in a noisy world. A world filled with distractions, frustrations, temptations, and complications. But if you allow the commotion of everyday life to distract you from your most important priorities, you'll be doing yourself and your loved ones a disservice. Don't make that mistake. No. Instead, put first things first and let lesser things take care of themselves. True. One cannot manage too many affairs. No. Like pumpkins in the water, one pops up, two, while you trying to hold the others down. And this is a Chinese proverb, but it's true. Okay? With me, I have promptness, and I put things first that I should put things first. Like, for example, my God, I talk to him every single day in some way, prayer, or just having a discussion with him, or just ask him a question. He's every day. Then my daughter, I would say, uh, he's one, she's 1A. So she comes next. And because of the way I was raised, I have been disconnected from family, blood family. I did that myself uh, because God spoke to me and He said, if you're looking for love from them, it's never going to come because they're unable to love. So He asked me what I was going to do. And I knew that from what He told me that I had to do a disconnect for my health and for my daughter's health. So I'm disconnected from blood relatives. But I have families here that is not my blood, but they are adopted family, and I call them my family. And we celebrate birthdays, holidays, and everything together. And it's been like, uh, I don't know, 3 years almost going on since we moved here. But we were family before that. And because some of those relatives lived in the same state that we moved from, so we was connected. So now, now on my talk for this series, okay, uh, this might get a little strong, uh, but I have to do it. Okay, this is called identity confusion, and it will start with the reason there is ancestral identity confusion in the generations from slavery until now, and it will continue on. First reason it is because uh, how long was slavery? Years, many years, 100 years or something like that. And uh, our ancestors was brainwashed on a daily basis. All right. And anything like that that goes on for years and years and years and years, it's not only from the outward, but it becomes instinctual, genetic. It's in your genetics, your DNA. And so uh, that have been passed on from generation to generation. All of this. And you might say, oh, no, that's not so. Uh, why can't we forget it? We can't. It's part of our genetics. No matter how much we want to forget it, it's indwelled into our blood. Okay? And because of this, first thing, for example, is once our ancestors was brought over, the names, our generation and other generations, people of color, first the Europeans started with, of course, nigger. Okay? Then it went for from nigger to politically uh, correct words. Okay? It went from what? Nigger? Uh, I don't like that. Negroes. Uh, and from Negroes, blacks, and this is from the European people. Uh, they like to identify things, you know, including our ancestors and people of color. And then, let's see, nigger, negro, blacks, African Americans. Okay, neither one of those are correct. Okay, even through the change or the change of times, whatever the Europeans decide to call people of color, they decide that it's politically uh, correct. They do not ask how people of color feel about that because what I say it's incorrect, and probably other people will say that also too, is if you look back on the ancestry, like my ancestry DNA I had done, uh, that's incorrect because for one reason, look at my color, okay, and I call ourselves people of color because we are the rainbow. It is from actually looking white. I say now looking, as you Europeans call yourself white. You're not white. You're pink. Okay. From that to beautiful mahogany. So these things that you all like to call are incorrect. And me, because of where I come from, it's incorrect. I describe myself and my identity is multi ethnic because, for one thing, all for one thing, Europeans assume that if you are a person of color, you come from South Africa. No, mm-mm. With my DNA, it states that uh, countries that I came from is in North Africa. And if you look at a map, you will see on their different places, like Asia, for example, uh, Arabia, for example, you name it. Just look at the map and you'll see Morocco, different places like that. So my ancestry does not come from South Africa. It comes from North Africa, okay, and North America, which my designation and my ancestry also came from Mexico, places like that in North America. Okay, so this is why I feel that it is identity confusion with our people of color. Okay, and this has caused a unwanted link to Europeans, for example, with the ancestry. Uh, this is hard for me because of the break that happened from the Europeans because they needed people to work for them. They, oh gosh, from every single day, and not only women, the females, and this is from both sides, okay? My mother's side and my father's side. The women basically were stalked. And because they thought of our ancestors is they owned them. You can't own a person, okay? And they felt like uh, ancestors was property, animals, or whatever. And if you ever been stalked or assaulted, it is a scary feeling and it sticks with you and you have PTSD. Okay. I, on the other half, have been. There was an incident that happened with me when I was, I don't know, young. And I had come home from college and I decided that I did not want to go back because I missed my father. We were very close. So, uh, my father had some land, owned his home, animals and different things like that. He always had this. Uh, he enjoyed it. And he went to the barn to feed his animals and his stock. And I had a habit of, and I'm glad I did, I always made sure if I was at home by myself to make sure that the screens on both doors was locked. And then the door was locked. And all the windows were locked. And uh, God was watching over me on that day. So I think I was in the back bedroom, all the way to the back. And I heard some knocking. All right. And if I didn't know you and if you don't call even now, I'm not opening the door for you. So I went to first back door and I could open the curtain a little bit because I did not want to this person to see that I was in. So I opened the curtain and I looked. I said, I don't know that person, you know. So I went back to sort of like the kitchen area. There was like a area I could go behind and be in the kitchen, but I could see you from the back door and the front door. And I saw this person going around the other way. So he was knocking, 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 and pulling on the screen and knocking, knocking, knocking. And I just stayed back where he could not see me. So then he came from the other door back to the carport. And by time, and I was watching from the kitchen over, and I saw my daddy walking up. And I said, thank God. So this is really distressful for me. Uh, like I said, PTSD. I saw him walking up. I was so happy. And then he sort of collided with this guy. And he had a walking cane. And this guy tried to come to the door. My daddy swung at him. And luckily for the guy, he did not hit him. And so he saw that my father was very, very angry. And my father started walking toward him. This guy shot out and went to the gate. And there was a way out. And I saw that my dad was coming toward the door. So I unlocked the door and then I unlocked the screen. I was so happy to see my daddy. So happy. He was very angry, very upset. All my life, my dad was always there for me. On that day, I was grateful. I was happy, and I praise God for that. So that's one incident of intended intended assault or rape, and I knew what would happen. So if you are going through this, and your ancestors are going through this for hundreds of years, it isn't on the outside anymore. It's on the inside. Your DNA, your genetics. This is part of our genetics, not only for males, for women also. This changes the genetics. Also, oh, this is part of our ancestry. And you say that we're so angry. Do you understand why? Unwanted rapes of not only women, but of men, generations after in generations. And you Europeans, you hate people of color, but you also lust after people of color. And we do not like that. And this makes us angry, you know, and confused. How can you hate and be so violent toward not only our ancestry, but it's also part of your ancestors, Europeans. You may not like it. If you didn't like it, I'm not going to say that, but you should not have raped our ancestors. Okay? And because of these things that happen and the brainwashing and the stuff that you put into our genetics, it's no wonder that some people of color have identity confusion. Okay? You put strange, stupid stuff into our genetics. Things that did not come with us when our ancestors was brought over. Okay? We didn't understand it. But you pushed your sick ways and beliefs on to our ancestors. Okay? The third thing, uh, you have this denial of what happened and what is happening. You don't want to admit it to what you all did and it is doing. Okay? What is done in the dark will come to light. And a lot of the things that you all did and is doing is coming to light. It can't stay in the darkness anymore. And this is due to television and due to media. A lot of this stuff is being put out into to the forefront. You can't deny all of this happening because there is research and proof that it's coming to light. And you keep putting out the reparations, but people, one of these days, it might be in my generation, it may not be. It's going to be pushed on you, not by what is here, but what is up there. And you won't be able to deny it because the good Lord is mighty. And your time, your day is coming. It's going to happen. We're going to get our reparations. No matter how much you get denied. And you all owe us a shoot so much. Everything you have and everything that is in America is because of our ancestors and us. And no matter how you want to say that we are stupid, dumb, we don't have good intelligence, you may say that, But we are more intelligent than you are. And you need to stop saying that because it's not true. Okay. Okay. And the misunderstanding and the myth is that you all think that all slaves came from South Africa. No, they also came from North Africa, also in North America, and all over the world. And for you all to assume that all our ancestry came from there, no. I am part, let's see, Asian, Jewish, European, all this stuff. Oh, yeah, Mexican, uh, whole bunch. I mix up. Okay, and for you all to deny that you all had a hand in this from my color, uh, no, you may hate it because you all see this every single day in our ancestry. That's probably why you hate so much. It reminds you of what you all did and is doing and your ancestors did. And I think that's why you all are denying the reparations. Is because you have to say, yes, we did it and we're sorry. And I don't think you all want to do that, but it's the right thing to do. Okay? Uh, and as I said, okay, all right. In conclusion, these are the three reasons why there is identity confusion, uh, excuse me, and our people of color is because of the many things that you Europeans felt that you had to uh, give us. And also the uh, when our ancestors were brought over here, you took the names from our ancestors and gave them your European names. That's also a reason for confusion. And then the next thing is that gives us an unwanted link to the Europeans. And because of this, also, the third thing is that uh, the feelings of the Europeans for us is uh, the denial. And they do not want to be connected to people of color. No matter the reason, we all are connected. Do you think the people of color want to be connected to the Europeans? No, because it's a hard pill to swallow. And this causes dissension within of the people of color because of the different rainbow colors within us. And they know the history behind it. You are caused this descent when you write a song. And the people of color know this. And see, that is also to the confusion behind that. And it's part of our genetics, our DNA. It's within our DNA. It's not on the outside anymore, as I said, but it is in our DNA. Uh, and when I checked my DNA on Ancestry.com, I was surprised to find how many uh, Europeans I was connected to. Wow. I said, oh my God. You know, uh, it was more Europeans than it was Latin or any other ethnicity, ethnicity group. And it was sort of upsetting because you know where this came from. I have tried to, I don't know, uh, and this is why there is identity confusion within our people of color. All right, this is why. And if the government want to make it right, first start with a public, very public apology to the people of color. Step one. And the next step is to start reparations. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but now. You want to put things right? Stop denying what? Third thing. What the government did to the people of color and step up. Thank you. All right, now, the next thing I'm going to do, uh, this was very difficult for me because uh, I was also within my family. I was mistreated because of my skin color, and that's a hard thing for me. Uh, my family did, and this makes me mad also because it comes from the Europeans of what they did to us, our ancestry for years and years and years and years, not for days, but years. All right, enough of that because it's making me mad. Uh, okay, empowering questions. As I always do, let me shuffle them. Then when I finish this, I have to edit this, and then also to uh, need to get some sleep, get some rest. When I was sick and still doing stuff, my daughter would get on me and say, Mama, you need to go rest. Why don't you go rest? And I was still doing housework and different things and stuff. Uh, and that made me feel good. I would say, okay, let me finish this, you know, and she'd get off me. And she would go maybe to her room or do something or whatever. And then I'm back, and Mama's still doing the same thing, but I'm finishing up. Okay, so now, I should have turned them like I was supposed to do. I dropped them and they messed up. But okay, so empowering questions, okay? And I have not seen this question, but here it is. Okay. I need to film some more things. What would I do if I, okay, let me change that. Let me get another question. I don't want to do that one here. Let me get another one. Okay. And here's the question. Uh, let's see. Okay. Nope. Not that one either. I've done that one before. Let me get one because what I do is check it out. Okay. I think this is a new one. Okay. Yes, it is. That's a new one. If I didn't feel shame or fear, what would I do now? Uh, hmm. Let's see. Wow, that's a hard question. Uh, I don't feel ashamed really anymore, and because God has my back, I don't have any fears, and if I do have a smidgen of fear or shame, I talk to God, and that fear or shame went away. But the thing is this. Uh, I think it was last year. Yeah, last year. Uh, my daughter and I went to Mexico. I really wanted to go because my ancestry is part of it is in Mexico. So I really wanted to go. And all the stuff that came up, I didn't realize it was so much, many things to do before you travel abroad. Uh, and as the things was done, and it was like dominoes. It went so smooth. I knew that God had a hand in it, and I really wasn't worried or had any fear. I knew it was happening, and because my daughter was there with me, also too, I wasn't afraid. You know, yin and yang, and I knew. that everything will be all right. And so now, because I'm a very spiritual person and the spirit lives within me, anytime shame or fear comes up, I go within myself and talk to him. So this is my answer. All right. And so I will say, take care of yourself and each other. And please pray for me. And subscribe and like. And thank you so much. And namaste. Until the next time, pass this on. Good night. Oh, one other thing. I went to my dentist yesterday for fittings for my dentures, and I got an appointment on the 29th to get them. So after I get them, I will be smiling a lot. And thank you. Until the next time, goodbye.